hard to watch. Okay, it's all right.
That's a good ice, okay.
It's good that they can't smell the smells because that Zambiani is odorless.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
I've got a great view of your head. When I turn to this side of the rink, I either need to move or Grandma needs to move.
The whole team, I could do
Huh?
it because, you know, I was like, and I kind of like, what? And they were like, hey, I'm so sorry.
Can you just move to the other side of Grandpa?
Yeah. So, it's not funny.
Oh, well, I can move too.
Isn't that wild?
What a different world.
Maybe.
Well, have a good game.
Yes.
If you have any technical issues, let us know. We won't be able to help.
It was picking my voice up.
Okay. Well, my AirPods aren't in.
Okay.
They're not connected yet.
I thought you connected them.
I did, but they're
Oh,
not
okay.
in my ears, so now...
Oh, there. Okay, good. Thank you.
Oh.
That took a lot of work to get that connected.
You get your backpack? I did.
So she's videoing there and my husband away.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, Grandma.
Go Tiger.
Grandpa, sit down.
This is a better seat anyway.
Oh my gosh.
No,
Can I move just this part up here? I'm just short. I don't know if that'll really help a whole lot because we're so close. Thank you. Yeah. Did he hear you? I know. Do we have everyone today?
Well, as we get ready for this off here, it looks like we have a full roster minus potentially Teague, and that's seen on number 97 out there today. Getting ready to play against the Boulder Rough Riders in Boulder today. Our more accurately in Superior just before we get to Boulder. Got here before the football team, so avoided some traffic.
Your talking isn't loud. It's like all the ice noise. It's
I
hard to
wonder
hear
if my
you.
AirPods are not connected.
I mean, we can kind of hear you, but not really.
If I take them out, does it change anything? No.
Wait.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't know if my AirPods are connecting. I'm trying to get a little bit better for sound here, but let me check. Yeah, I think the microphone is pulling. They are connected, I'm told. All right. So hopefully the sound is good. Thank you, Terry. All right, taking the opening face-off today. It looks like it's going to be Henry with AJ on your near wing. I believe Steven there on your far wing. Back on defense, we have Kruin and Jared. Face-off stays where it's at, picked up by Boulder and carried into the zone for an early shot on net. That's Landon taking the spot in goal today. So battling on the boards, Jerry helps out Henry. Puck squirts out. AJ pokes it up ice, but not out. And Boulder able to get that back deep into the zone. AJ making the rush here on the near boards. He's got support of Steven. I'm sorry, that was Kruin on the boards that pulled it out for AJ, who gets it into the top zone. That's reflected up. The defender's sticking up into the netting for a face-off. Tiger's going to send out Easton, Colton, and I believe that's going to be Preston up front. So Easton on your near side, Easton on the face-off, Colton on your near side. Back on defense is Jax and Josh. That's one back by the Tigers. Josh is going to have to skate and collect it at center ice. Sends it across for Jax. Jax sends it up the boards. Colton now sends it up high, and it does come out of the zone, collects the puck himself. He's got Easton to his side, throws that, deflection off. Preston sends it back toward the net. Another shot by Easton, another shot by Colton. So Tigers with a handful of chances. They've been working on that in practice this week, is sending the puck to the net and having your other forward friends help crash for you. So puck up the ice there from Josh to Easton. Easton going to the boards and sending that around behind the net. Colton's going to skate toward it, getting a little bit of pressure, and now Boulder getting it and sending it out. Jack does slip past Jax. He's going to have to go down and get that. Jax sends it around to Josh. Josh turns it back toward the near side up for Colton. Colton chips it out of the zone. Going for changes, Preston, full line of forwards, and in a new D. So we've got Josh on the near D, Jack on the far D, and that's Jack collecting the puck, sending up to Miles, who just came onto the ice. Also on the ice is going to be Brody. Shot there goes wide for Boulder, and that's Miles chipping it up and collecting it himself. He's got Brody with him, so Miles and Brody in a 2-on-1 situation. Miles tries to get it through to Brody, but a good stick by Boulder there to prevent it from happening. Also on the ice with that line of forwards is Tate. So that line today looks like it's going to be Tate, Miles, and Brody. That's Marshall fresh onto the ice, taking the puck on defense. Gets the puck to Tate. Tate's looking for some space, sends it up toward Miles, can't connect. Refs say no icing. And so Brody putting the pressure on the puck carrier. Marshall picks up the pressure, steers the puck aside. Tate picks it up, and now knocks the puck carrier off the ice. Brody's digging that out, and he's going to have some space in front of him if he wants it. He chips, and he's going to go for a change. Gavin has joined the line of forwards. That's Marshall pressuring the puck as we get that change. That's sent across to Teague. Teague is going to have some space. He gets a good shot, but goalie sends it behind the net. Gavin helping in the corner there. Not Gavin. That's 29 is going to be Henry. I'm not sure who that is. We got Gavin and Teague on the ice. That's probably going to be. I'll figure out. It's Hunter. So not Teague. He's not here today. I knew that. So on the ice for forwards is Henry, Gavin, and Hunter up front. Jared and Cruin in the back. So on the puck now is Henry. Henry sends it off the side of the cage, battling behind the net to try and get control. Boulder's able to get that up to the wing and across to the other wing. So now Cruin's going to have to pick up the puck carrier. He makes a move inside, but Jared able to send him to the other side of the ice. That's Gavin and Jared battling in the corner there, and Gavin's going to have the puck for a second, but now a penalty called on Jared. I think that was a trip in the corner. So the Tigers going to go on the penalty kill for the first time in this game. 11:53 left in the first period. Starting our penalty kill looks to be AJ and Steven up front, Josh and Jax in the back. It was a roughing call, not a trip. So Steven on the dot. The ref's waiting for the clock operators to take care of business. So Steven does take that drop. It's still there. Jax skated in and poked it out. AJ flipped it up the boards, but defense able to hold that into the zone for Boulder. Now sent up ice by Jax and finally out of the zone. Steven pressure and great work by Steven here to really get the puck a little bit further to the other end of the ice out of harm. And that'll go for an icing. So some solid effort by Steven helps us get a face-off on the right end of the ice for the Tigers. We'll get 4 fresh pair of legs under the ice. That's going to be Easton joined by Preston. Up front, in the back, it's going to be Cruin and Marshall. Minute 53 left on the penalty for the Tigers. As Easton steps in to take the drop. Boulder wins that back, skates it below their goal line. Working their breakout. Easton making things hard there. Does get the puck over to Preston. So Tigers able to trap him in the far end of the ice on this penalty kill for a while. Boulder does finally collect the puck, gets it over to center ice, and that should be an offside. They say no, but that's okay, as Marshall able to get the puck out on the right side of the blue line for the Tigers. Boulder will try again. Thrown harmlessly at the net. Landon sends that one back into the corner. That doesn't make it quite through traffic, but the second attempt is a little bit more dangerous. Landon able to cover that up with 50 seconds left on the penalty kill. On the ice to try and finish off this penalty kill for the Tigers is going to be Henry and Colton up front, Josh and Jax in the back, I believe. So Henry takes the face-off, lost, but one out of the zone by Boulder, so Colton going to pressure. Let's see if we can keep it down with 42 seconds left on the penalty. Boulder tries to gain center ice, but can't with Henry working to keep him there. Colton making him back up. Now a forward pass, good pass forward by Boulder. Finally gained the zone, uh, but not with the puck. So now Jax has it, sends it to the center. Not collected by Henry there. So almost done on the penalty here. We're down to 1-0, and now Tigers full strength. So Jared out of the box. Miles joins the action for the Tigers as Colton battles in the corner. Boulder's able to turn that. Henry gets a stick on it. Collected on defense by Marshall. Sent toward the zone and now in. Colton's got the puck. Skating toward the goalie. Tries some stick work but can't quite get it through the defense there. Again, Marshall gets a puck. Tries to throw it in. Doesn't, which is okay because we were offsides. And now it is into the zone. That's going to be Tate on the ice for the Tigers, skating below the goal line there. Marshall cuts off Miles, I'm sorry. Now picks up the pressure on that side of the ice. So working there is Brody, who's come onto the ice. So we got our lines back. That's going to be Miles, Tate, and Brody. I get Miles and Marshall mixed up, those M names. On defense, there is Jack, number 70. So Tigers reset, gaining the zone there was Tate, loses his skates and the puck. Brody, with a little bit of contact, does get the puck carrier off. Miles trying to get a shot that goes just wide to the far side of the net. So Brody working to get the puck loose there. Miles is going to have to chase a little bit from behind. Marshall tries to hold the zone, doesn't, but stops the defense long enough for Jack to get over, get that puck, get it up off the ice. And Brody able to work that up the boards to himself. Big stick lift. Could be some Boulder coming on with some pressure here. Looked like could have been a cross jack hit in the back, couple things there, but coming out with some pressure. Gavin onto the ice for the Tigers up front. As the puck does go the other way, that's Cruin on defense. Brody's making those puck carriers work wide. That puck sent to the far side of the net. Brody going for a change coming onto the ice for him. Looks to be Hunter, who is going to pressure the puck carrier, fresh onto the ice. Gets the puck and turns it out to Easton, who's come onto the ice for the Tigers as well. So forwards right now, Easton, Hunter, and Gavin. Battling there on defense on the boards is Cruin. Puck comes out and Easton's able to gain the zone. Puck goes behind the net. Easton chips that forward around to a Boulder skater who can't do much with it. Gavin sends that to Jared. Jared tries to get it deep, deflected wide. Boulder collects the puck behind the net. Gavin's going to collect that as it's knocked off the puck carrier's stick by Hunter. Gavin gets it to Cruin, and a nice deflection there in front of the net by Easton. So that's going to be a Gavin to Cruin to Easton for goal number 1 of the day. It goes to the Tigers, makes it 1-0 with 6:56 in this first period. Tigers looking for their first win in league play today. This is our first league game in some time. We had that showcase last week. It was all Rocky Mountain Hockey Association teams, but didn't count toward league standings at all. So face-off here is going to be Henry, AJ. Henry does win it too. AJ took it back to Jax, who's trying to find some space. Thought a stick got in the skates there, but refs say no. Your other line of rest of your forwards there is Steven on your right wing, battling on the boards with Henry, supported behind by Josh. As the Tigers try and dig that out and do, so that's Henry gets it to AJ a little bit behind him, so AJ has to get that, chip it off the boards. Henry's going to pressure and go get that. He's got the support of Steven, so Henry and Steven, now Steven behind the net, gathers it, looking for someone in front, gets it to almost to Henry, can't quite get it, but AJ was there. AJ with a second shot, and that's goal number 2 for the Tigers. I think that's going to be a Steven to AJ. I'm not sure if there'll be a second assist on that one, but with 6:17, Tigers now up 2-0. See if the Tigers can continue to build some confidence through this period and play with some speed and pressure. I think that's what hurt them the most in their last game. They had a shot to win and ended up coming away with a tie against Golden State. As I said at the end of that game, when they pressured, it made a difference. When they waited for things to come to them, it hurt them. So let's see if they can keep the pressure on today. That is AJ pressuring the defenseman there and able to get the puck, not briefly, but not long in the zone. Henry gets the puck, sends it across to Josh. Josh skates it forward, sends it to, might be Preston on the ice for the Tigers now. And with a man down on forwards, we'll probably see a little bit less consistency at that forward line. I don't know if the coaches might be rolling the right wings, but I'll keep an eye on that for you. AJ pressuring the puck again, and now Preston coming across. Forces a bad pass by Boulder so that Jax can get it, send it over to Josh. Josh up to AJ, who can't collect that puck, unfortunately. And so into the zone for Boulder. Jax is going to dig it out of the corner, skate it below the goal line, and now Josh back the other way. Up to AJ. AJ tries a centering pass, doesn't get through, and that puck sent harmlessly to the head of the net. Jax and Preston talking there. Jax takes it, but the Boulder player able to get a stick in, tries a wraparound attempt, and stopped there by Jax and out of the zone. .451 in this period. Boulder trying to close that gap of 2-0. That's Jax collecting the puck, backhands it up into the back of Preston. So puck stays in the zone for Boulder. Jax puts a hit on there to stop that puck carrier, and I believe this is Josh trying to send it up the boards, pull him onto the ice for the Tigers. As has Marshall. So that's not been Josh, that's been Marshall. 24 and 34. Sometimes I got to keep an eye on those just to make sure I'm seeing the right number. Puck carrier able to get in front of the net, but not with an angle he liked for a shot. That's Jack's going to send it for an icing so he can get a change, as do the rest of the Tigers players. So a fresh set of legs with 4:09 in the first period. Tigers up 2-0. Your forwards now are going to be that line of, not a line, a new look line of Easton, Brody, and Miles. In back, we've got Kuhn and Jared. So it's Easton taking the face off. Miles jumps that face off, tries to chip it up the boards to himself, but stopped there by the Boulder skater. But Miles still working to try and dig that out. Came close, but the Boulder player just got there first. Miles still working, gets it, sends it to Kruin. Didn't get out of the zone, so we'll have to try again. We are keeping it high in our zone until right there, and now sent deep by Boulder. So Jared skating to the puck, gets it up to Miles. Miles has time, sends it back to Jared, chipped up to Easton, who we just can't quite get it across that blue line right now. Kruin looks and does finally get it out of the zone to Miles, who's had a lot of action this shift. Miles sends it in onto the ice as Kruin goes for a change. That's going to be Jack coming out on defense. Fighting for the puck there was Brody, getting it to Easton. Easton now to Miles. Miles turns and into the speed of the Boulder skater in front of him. Jared's going to have to race to get to that one, and that will go for icing 3:07 in the first period. We'll have four new out onto the ice. Jack did just come for defense. He's going to be joined in back by Marshall. Up on your line of forwards, you have Hunter, Henry, and Gavin. So Henry will take that face off for the Tigers. Henry wins it back to Jack. Jack gets it in toward the net, but not through the defense in front. It's chipped up, but not out. Boulder's got the puck, and that's chipped forward by Henry. Tigers can't collect it in the zone there. So Henry, Hunter, and Gavin on the ice at forwards. That's Hunter stepping up to pressure the puck on the boards. Chipped forward by Henry. Not Henry. Well, that is Henry. Number 29, Henry there, working the board. So Henry and Hunter working. Henry turns and sends it below the goal line. It's going to be Gavin collecting on the far side. Comes out to Hunter, who gets it to the side of the net. Rebound there briefly, but Henry not able to get there just quick enough. So now Henry working on the near boards. Puck down low for Boulder. They do have possession of the puck. And Hunter able to gather that, just sends it deep onto the goalie, who's going to glove that one down. Just under 2 minutes, 1:59 left to play in this first period. Onto the ice for the Tigers. Jackson and Josh on defense. Jack's on the near side. This is going to be AJ on the near wing. Steven on the far wing. They're pressuring the puck carrier below the goal line. Tate took the face off, so Tate in at center for us. And that's into Tate's skates, able to hold it on the boards there. So Tate and Steven working to try and get that puck out to AJ, who does get it. Throws it at the net, but deflected high off the defender's stick into the glass behind. AJ collects it in the corner. Hit late, but AJ comes out of that just fine. Tate steps. Puck sent around by Boulder. Steven makes some pressure to hold the puck onto the boards. So Tate and Steven again going to battle on the boards. Tate has AJ in front. Can't quite get him. Held in the zone briefly by Jax. Sent to Josh. Josh now back to Jax. Jax up to Steven, who's bringing the puck up center ice into the zone for the Tigers. Sends it toward the net and wide on the near side. AJ's going to pull that off the boards. AJ and Tate now working on the boards on your near side, but Boulder does come away with it. Sends it up ice. Jack's able to collect over to Josh. Josh now to Tate. He has to stretch a little bit to try and gather that one, as we do have some Tigers going for a change here. And that's Preston fresh onto the ice, stepped in, but Josh is going to bring the puck up ice, going with Colton, who takes a big swing, gets that wide to the near side. So Colton up front with Preston on the ice as well. I believe Miles is out there on that line of forwards. That's Josh sending toward the net with the goalie sending that to the side. Easton wraps it around to your near side. Colton's going to rush to that puck, but Boulder gets there. Pruin holds the puck into the zone, does get it to Colton briefly, but Boulder able to gather. And so Boulder coming up ice. Pruin able to steer the puck carrier aside. He sends it deep. Jared gets that puck up. And now back to the near side as that first period ends. Tigers up 0-2. Go tell Charles. Those keeping track of college football. Nebraska's ahead of number 4 Ohio State, 17-14. So a bit of an upset in the making there for anybody that might care. This is my favorite Stitchka in her fuzzy coat, and her kid that's probably the best of all the Stitchkas. So in the few times the Tigers have had played with the lead this season, they can sometimes get a little bit lackadaisical, a little complacent. And so we'll see if we can keep the pressure on in the second period with that 0-2 lead. We're going to start with Preston on your near side wing. Easton's going to take that face off with Colton on his far side. Big old number 54, Jared on your near defense, joined by Pruin on the far view, number 25. So Easton wins that face-off back, collects it himself, and turns it up ice. It's got Colton in front of the net. Easton does lose the puck, and Boulder now coming the other direction with a little bit of speed. Jared pokes that off the puck carrier's stick, able to turn it briefly. Pruin gathers and gets around, sends it around the far side boards for Colton, who gets pinched off there by the Boulder forward. So into the center of the ice, but sent aside harmlessly by the defense. Jared able to push that up, and now Colton has a bit of an opportunity, tries to drag that past the defender in front of him, but a good stick work by Boulder keeps that from having any real shot. Preston onto the ice for the Tigers, does get that deep into the zone. And now Steven into the action for the Tigers with Henry. So forwards Henry, Steven, Colton. Back on defense, we have Josh and Jax. So Jax on the far side B now as Steven gets that, turns and throws the shot at the net, deflected wide by the goalie. That's Colton finishing the hit behind the play there. And that comes out of the zone. Back ref says icing, near ref says no. Oh, near ref, I take that back. The back ref is going to call a penalty. That's going to go on the Tigers. And it looks like they've got Steven on a penalty, and so the Tigers will go on the second penalty kill of the game. I believe that was another roughing penalty, so the ref's trying to keep these boys hitting clean. On your penalty kill unit is going to be Henry on the face-off, AJ on that near wing standing next to Jared. Far defense there is going to be Truin. The ref doesn't like what Boulder was doing, sends their center man off for a new center man. That goes to the boards, and that's Henry battling on the boards to get that up and out of the zone. It's a positive start to this penalty kill for the Tigers. That's AJ sweeping through and again gets the puck out for the Tigers. Now Henry pressuring on the far side of the ice. Boulder able to send that in deep. Truin's going to gather that below the goal line. Works through a couple of players' pressure. As Boulder does send that up to the point. Landon able to make that stop easily as Truin pressures again below the goal line to try and gather that puck. Up to the other point for Boulder. D to D pass, not quite able to handle it, so they just try and chip that deep again. Jared chips it around to the far side. AJ and Truin pressuring the puck. Truin does a bit of a stick lift there. And they'll let Boulder have that below the goal line. Does send it up to the point. And AJ now pressuring the puck, keeping it from getting anywhere real dangerous. Boulder able to cycle there. Oh, and that just goes off the top crossbar. Dangerous there, almost in with 42 seconds left in this penalty kill. Henry trying to get that out of his zone. Jared tries to send that up, but can't do so. Now collected in front of the net by Truin. Thrown up off the glass, but not out. That's going to go up high. Gloved down by Jared. He does finally get it out of the zone for the Tigers. And so AJ pressuring, and AJ able to get it below the goal line for the Tigers. So he's working, trying to get a shorty, but can't quite do it. He's going to go for a change, and that's going to go for an icing with 10 seconds left on this penalty kill. So great work by that group of four. Always hard to change in the second period. And so good job for them to dig deep and kill off on a minute and 50-second shift. On the ice to finish the penalty kill is going to be Easton and Miles up front, Jax and Josh back on defense. So Easton taking the face off. Coming the other way for the Tigers, but Josh collects it and sends it up to Miles with 3, 2, 1, and now full strength for the Tigers. Steven goes to the bench. Coming in behind the action is, I believe, Brody. So Brody onto the ice for the Tigers to make it 5-on-5 hockey. And Brody able to get that up to Miles, who's going to gain the zone, buy some time to wait for his teammates to join him, and sticked out of the zone by Boulder. Jax gathers it, sends it across to Josh. Josh up for Easton. Easton chips it into the zone, and now going to have to gather that below the goal line. Easton and Miles. Miles sends it up front for Brody. He just can't gather the puck. Love to see the communication there. Josh talking to his goalie saying, hey, put it to this near side. I'm going there. And so Landon does. Josh gets that puck. It's Brody and Jax working in the corner there. That's an easy trip call. So It just got tied into the skates by Gavin, and so Tigers are going to go again on the penalty kill. 7:40 in this second period. Be a face-off in the zone for Boulder. So if stick just got tangled up, that's an easy tripping call. Sometimes it's not an earned penalty. It's just one of those that you're battling hard. So coach is going to send out Henry to take the face off for this start of the penalty kill. Hunter on your near side wing, standing next to big old Jared. Far side defense there is Bruin. So that's Henry. Didn't need to pressure the puck carrier. It went out on its own. So Boulder regrouping on the far end of the ice. The Tigers happy to let them make passes on that end. They do get the puck forward. Shot attempt there by Boulder, though he lost his skates, and so that's Kerwin battling behind. Pins the Boulder player to the boards briefly. That comes D-to-D pass for Boulder. That doesn't quite make it through to land in the first time. Reach around attempt tried. Can't gather it. That one sent wide by, I believe, Landon. I think that one did get through briefly. This is Kerwin pressuring on the boards with the help of Hunter. And still Kerwin working the puck carrier there. That's Henry now going to attack the point, and that comes out of his zone. D-to-D pass. Henry trying to make it difficult for him to get in the zone, but Boulder does. As Henry goes for a change, coming behind the play is Hunter. Shot ate up by Landon, and so face off in the Tigers zone with 45 seconds left in the penalty kill. We're going to have Josh on for defense. He's going to stand next to Preston on that face-off near side here. Steven taking the face-off and far side D. I believe it's Jack. Maybe it's Jack or Jax. I see a bubble over there, and they both wear those. So that is Jax, number 18 on defense with Josh. That's sent up the boards by Steven, but not out. Steven still working and does gather the puck, turns it, and tries to again throw it up the boards. Held in by Boulder. Thrown up into the defenseman. Now Preston trying to get it out and finally does sort of cross that blue line with 20 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Tigers. Thrown to the far side by Boulder. Steven's going to pressure. Under 10 seconds, now 5 on the penalty kill. Steven working from behind, has to be careful not to get caught up on a hook there. Tigers are full strength. So fresh out of the box is Gavin. And coaches are going to let him play. Steven chips that up the boards. And that's Gavin pressuring the puck as we are 5-on-5 with 9:27 in this first period. Puck into the Tigers zone. Steven with a good stick and collects it. Thinks about the shot, takes the shot. Boulder goalie equal to it. So face off in the Tigers zone with 9:18 left in this second period. Tigers up 0-2. We have a face-off on this near and Tate in the back on defense. We've got Jack on the near side, Marshall on the far side. Tate takes the drop. That's one back by Boulder, sent around the far side boards. Across to the center there. Jack's going to have to race the Boulder puck carrier there. And Landon with a fantastic save. Jack on the boards with... Well, that's going to be Gavin bringing the puck out, tries to get it across to Colton, can't find it, but does gather the puck up himself. So Gavin gets that deeper into the zone for the Tigers. Now Tate going to have to go behind it and collect the puck. Does get it briefly, but sends it up the far side boards where Boulder was waiting for it. Gavin works there. Now Colton steps to the puck carrier. A little bit of a reach for the puck there by Tate, and Boulder able to come away with it, sends it up into his teammate's skates. And so this will be Josh. Now Marshall sees some space in front of him. Gets it across center ice, but does lose the handle. Boulder with the puck. Sends it up the far side boards, into the zone. Tipped back out, and that will be an offside. So Tigers are going to put 5 fresh skaters on with 8:12 left in this second period. Jared coming out on defense with Kerwin. We'll have Easton on the ice taking the face off with Miles, and I believe Hunter on that far side wing. One back by Boulder. Miles is going to pressure the puck. Easton stepping up there, but Boulder able to get it forward. Cross ice pass there works briefly. Fruin gathers it, tries one attempt out, does get it on the second one, and that's going to be Easton trying to regain possession. Miles gathers, sends to Easton. Easton out to Hunter. The Tigers in the zone, but gathered by Boulder and skating the other way briefly. That will be another offsides with 7:37 left in the second period. Tigers are going to keep fresh bodies on the ice. So coming on now is AJ, Henry. I see Jax back on defense with Josh. Steven on your near side wing. So Henry wins that face-off to the far side boards. Jax gathers, sends to Josh. Josh up to Steven, who chips it off the boards, able to get it. So chip and chase there works out, or a little bit of a pass off the boards, I suppose, to himself. That's Henry, now gathering it and working behind the net briefly. Boulder sends it around the near side boards. AJ tries to pinch, but can't. That comes off the boards at a fun angle for Boulder and down to the other side. Landon sends that to the corner. Jax put down, but while they were focused on the hit, the Tigers were focused on the puck and able to get it out of the zone. Preston chips that out. Not Preston, I apologize. That was Henry chips that out. So Jack's going to work that out of the corner. And this is now AJ turning the puck up ice. He's got a one-on-one here. Let's see what he can do. Tries to get the shot, the stick there by Boulder. AJ able to center Henry. Just a little bit, he was in the right position. AJ couldn't quite get it to where he was. So a bit of a delay there as they were trying to reset. Tate comes onto the ice. New set of forwards here. Gavin, Tate, and Hunter. That's Hunter pressuring the puck. Gets a nice centering pass. Tate can't quite gather it. And so Boulder now the other direction, a 2-on-2, but plenty of other Tigers coming behind the action to help out. That's Jack on the ice on defense, working the puck in the corner. Does go down. Gavin gathers the puck. He just lost his skates. A shot there for Boulder, fought off by Landon. And that is a deflection. Boulder is going to score their first goal of the game, make it 1-2. Tigers still in the lead here with 5:41 left in the second period. And so the Tigers here going to have to do some work to try and extend that lead again. A couple of Tiger players back telling their goalie that they've got his back and they're going to pick him up here. Trying to get that goal back is going to be Easton, Landon, and Preston. Preston near side wing here back on defense. Jared and Fruin. As Easton gets that puck, sends it up the board. Preston chips it now deeper into the zone. Easton's going to have to race. Boulder does gather it, sends it around to the far side, up the boards. And coming with some speed the other direction. A little bit of confidence here for Boulder. Let's see if the boys are equal to it. Jared able to step up with a good stick and send that puck off. Colton gathers, chips it out to Easton, who's got Preston coming with him. Easton with a great pass, sends it to Preston, deflected. Goalie makes the initial save, but Colton able to skate in and make that goal. So that's going to be an Easton to Preston, scored by Colton with 5:10 in the second period. Tigers able to quickly get that goal back and regain the 2-goal lead, 1-3 in the second period. Great zone entry there by Easton, leaving that puck for Preston. Preston takes the shot and a pass off the pads type play. Colton able to just get a great shot and put it in the back of the net where it belongs. So Jared now gathering the puck and sending that one on the net. Jared turns that one in front. Colton just can't quite gather it to get the shot. That's Fruin able to gather it briefly on the defensive, on the blue line. And we did have a change. Easton's off the ice. That looks like Henry coming on for Easton. And now coming the other way is going to be Henry, fresh onto the ice as the other two forwards are going for a change. Henry's going to need to buy some time as his line mates are coming out. Miles onto the ice with Colton is still out there. So Henry, Miles, and Colton. That's Jax on defense. Has the puck, sends it to Jared. Jared centers briefly to Henry, who does a nice little touch pass to Miles. Onto the ice for the Tigers is Brody. So Colton off, Brody on. As Miles is pinned to the boards there, Boulder comes away, sends it up ice, and this is going to be Jackson now having to skate back and gather it. He's got time, sends it up ice to Miles. Miles sweeps that out, stick on it by Boulder, kept it from going as far as Miles might have liked. Boulder throws that into the zone. And Jared's going to collect it on the near side, flick it up the boards. And they are going to call that icing. Joining for the defensive effort is going to be Josh. So Josh and Jax in the back. Up front, we're going to have AJ joining Henry. And I can't quite see who's on that near side wing. Oh, we finally get a drop there. Flipped forward. That is Steven on the ice for the Tigers. And on the near side boards, battles, keeps battling. Puck comes out of the zone. And so AJ with the pressure. He does chip that to the boards. Can't quite get turned fast enough, but Steven able to intercept that pass and push the puck forward. And a goal by Steven. So that's going to be an AJ assist with a Steven goal. Steven gets that, sweeps it 5-hole for a 1-4 lead for the Tigers with 3:17 in the second period. The Tigers able to keep that pressure high. Nice to see the response after they gave that goal up. Nobody's hanging their heads on the other side. The legs are still moving, and pressure makes good things happen. Taking the face off here is going to be Easton. Near side wing is Gavin. Far side wing is Hunter. On defense, we're going to have Jack on the far D, Josh Marshall on the near D. As I saw him turn, and that number 34 flashing at me, not 24. Marshall does gather the puck briefly, and Landon able to make the save, send that wide, and Gavin going to carry the puck up and out of his zone for the Tigers. He's got Hunter there on his side as he gains his zone, takes it deep, tries a centering pass. Hunter swats at the puck, can't quite get turned around, and so up the action here. Marshall separates the player from the puck there. But Boulder able to regain briefly. Now Marshall going to take the puck down, chips it up to Hunter, who's got space, can't quite gather the puck, so zone still held by Boulder. Landon's going to send that behind the net. Marshall gathers briefly, tries to chip it up to Hunter. Hunter pressuring the puck carrier here, wraparound attempt. No, now stops and just trying to buy some space as he's pressured by Easton and Jack. That comes up. Hunter's going to gather it and get it up out of the zone. It could be an interference there if you ask me, but the refs didn't see it that way. And Easton's now going to skate around, pressure. Fresh onto the ice is Colton. He gets that puck. Tries to chip it back, splits the defenders, so Kruin's going to have to get that. Jared does get the puck from Kruin, sends it up to Gavin. Gavin sees that he's got fresh onto the ice there as Henry was just waiting at the blue line for that pass, and he was seen. Boulder gets across the line, dumps it into the zone so they can make a change. And a collision of a couple Tigers behind the net. Boulder tries to get the shot there, but Henry able to step in front of it. And that was a puck from Preston, who's on the ice, up to Colton. And Colton, with his second goal of the game, just under a minute in the second period, 58 seconds. The Tigers make it 1-5. So, Justin, I hope you're enjoying a cold soda in Cancun and watching your son play a great game here today. So to finish off this period, we'll have Jackson Josh back on defense. Up on the forwards near side wing is Miles taking the drop. Far side wing is going to be Brody. 58 seconds left in this second period. Right now, everything going the Tigers' way. So Josh gathers that, sends it over to Jax. Jax pushes it up ice, so Brody's going to have to try and get that back from Boulder. Boulder's goalie sends that into the corner. It comes around up the ice. Pass behind. So the Tigers able to turn it. Miles gets that out to Brody, and Brody takes the shot, gloved by Boulder's goalie. And so we'll have a face-off with 35 seconds left in the second period. Physical game today. It is a physical game in general. So refs are going to let him hit. It's the second time today we've seen the ref send the Boulder center send him off, made him change. You don't see that very often at this level. That's Miles with a great shot off the face-off there. So that was a face-off win by Tate to Brody. Brody back to Miles for a great shot. 30 seconds left in the second period. We'll see if we can do it again this time, get it past. Face-off win to the side, 2 Miles. Miles gets it into some skates of a few different players. That's finally out of his zone. So Josh is going to have to skate back and gather that one. Refs say icing. So 18 seconds, we'll get another face-off in the Tigers' zone. The coach is going to see what a new line can do here with 18 seconds. Looks like he's going to send out Easton, AJ, and Steven for this face-off. Josh on your near side B, Jax on your far side B. The Tigers trying to add to their lead. Jax steps, deflected up high. AJ, that was Easton, tried to put it off the back of the goalie, but the goalie's going to cover with 8.5 seconds now left in the second period. So we were playing a game without a lot of stops until the last 30 seconds here. But they're all the right kind of stops, at least as far as the Tigers are concerned. Easton gets that. That's reached for by Steven. Goalie able to cover that up, and 2-1, and that'll do it for the second period. Tigers are going to head into the third period ahead, 1-5. Let's see if they can just keep the pressure on here, keep having fun. Still 17-14. Well, the update on the Nebraska-Ohio State game, Nebraska is down 21-17, but they do have the ball with 2 minutes left. So making a push to get the upset here against number 4 ranked Ohio State. Cupcake delivery for me. Those are my favorite kind. Plenty of birthday parties going on at the rink today. Tigers will start this third period again ahead 1-5. Seeing if we can close it out here to start the third period is going to be Easton, Colton, and Preston on your far side wing. Back on defense, we've got Keelan and Jared. So number 25, number 54 back on defense. 17 minute front here is Colton. Easton, number 12 at the faceoff dot. Number 22 is Preston on the far side. Boulder wins that back. Defense gathers, but loses a handle, and so a fortuitous lead there for Preston, who gets a shot on net sent up high into the glass behind the goal by the Boulder goalie. And a nice pass out there for the Boulder squad. And the puck carrier doing a great job of just staying pesky, getting that puck deep and below the goal line. That's Jared gets it up to Colton. That shot goes harmlessly into Easton. Jared with the body there. Easton comes around to support, and Easton able to turn it up ice, chips it to Colton, who chips it up the boards. And now Easton's going to try and win that race. Able to sweep it to Preston. Goalie saved it, didn't know where the puck went. It's Preston tries to get it to his defenseman there, can't. Boulder gets it across center ice, sends it deep into the zone. Landon behind the net to stop the puck, sweeps it over for Jared to the far side. Jared up to Henry, I believe, who's just joined the action. And Henry's going to split a couple defenders, send that at the 5-hole. Goalie able to close that and get the puck up over to the back of the net. Also onto the ice for the Tigers at forward is Steven, and that's Steven getting the puck and sending it deep as Colton's going to go for a change. I imagine that'll be AJ coming onto the ice there. And it is. So AJ sees the puck coming, gets the initial stop, but then Boulder there to able to gather it and send it back up ice. That's Josh sending the puck the other direction for Jared. Jared skating it to the near side into the corner. Tigers trying to work it up the boards. Boulder able to hold the zone. But Steven battling there to get it back on the boards. Thrown up the boards by Josh, but again, not quite out. And that chip forward, Henry and AJ are going to have a 2-on-2 here. Henry gains the zone. And AJ can't connect on that. Gavin fresh onto the ice does. But goalie able to keep that turned aside. AJ turns that to the center of the ice as his team was making a change. So it was just AJ and Gavin there. And now Tate fresh onto the ice as AJ goes for a change. New lines all around here. Gavin there and Tate into the corner. Hunter in front of the net. Gavin can't quite get, or Tate can't quite get it to him. So Hunter having to work it on the far side boards. Jack's on defense with Jack. So our Jacks and Jack pairing on defense. As the puck does come that direction, they're going to be put to the test. Centering pass by Boulder, but plenty of Tigers there as Boulder was making the change. Twisted out by Gavin to Hunter. Hunter can't gather it, and so Boulder playing with the puck for a second. This is Gavin skating the puck up ice. He sends it deep. Hunter takes the man out of the play as Gavin comes in to collect it, skates it into the zone, right into the gut of the goalie, sent to the far side now. And you've got Jared sending that up the boards into the zone. The refs say that was deflected, so no icing there. As Tate pressures in the Tigers zone. Boulder turns it back up to the far side. That's Miles fresh onto the ice, battling on the boards. And Jared gets that, sweeps the puck forward. That's Brody playing the puck in the center of the ice. So he's going off for a change now at the boards. And Miles working in the feet of the Boulder player. Brody just can't quite get there. So Easton, Miles, and Brody up front. Jared in back with Truin. As Easton with a great pass to Miles. And the goalie has to fight that one off with a kick save. Jared cannot hold the zone there. And so an offsides by the Tigers. Some great creative work there by Easton. Miles had a chance, but Boulder's goalie with a fantastic save to keep it 1-5. 11:24 left in this third period. Easton will take the face-off with Brody on the near side, Miles on the far side. Josh and Marshall back on defense. Josh on the near side here, number 24. That's one back by Easton, and this is going to be Josh Skating back to collect the puck, looks up ice, sees what his options are, does send it up the boards to Brody. Brody tries to sweep that pass, but Boulder able to maintain possession there and now gain the zone, throw it deep in. Marshall takes a look over his shoulder as he gathers the puck and can't get quite past the Boulder player, pinches it onto the boards. And the refs are going to call the first penalty of the day on Boulder. So Tiger is able to test their power play unit for the first time today in the third period with 10:59 in that third. We'll have a face off in the Tigers end of the ice. And you're going to see what's been a power play unit consistently for the Tigers this season. Easton taking the face off. Colton will line up back on defense with Josh, and you're going to have AJ out there. So Henry taking the face off. Does get that. Colton steps in, gathers it, sends it to Josh. Josh now to Colton. Colton takes the shot. AJ tries the deflection in front, can't get it directed in. Easton sends it behind the boards. AJ gathers it, sends it to Colton. Colton looking. Sends it back deep where AJ is going to have to work below the net to gather the puck. Chips it up to Easton. Easton now creating some space to AJ. AJ sends it, but too high where Colton came in low, so the Tigers are going to have to regather the zone. That's Josh sending across to Easton. Easton looking, gets it to Henry. He gains the zone with some speed. Now Henry below the goal line. Skating around, looking at his options, sends it to Josh. Easton. Easton skates and aims for that far side corner. It was there, but he misses just high. Colton now working, loses his skates, so AJ going to have to pick up the pressure. AJ loses his skates, and so now that was Henry able to do the work. Henry to Colton, and Colton right in the gut of the goalie. Colton looking for that hat trick. That crew uses the first minute of the power play, and so coach is going to send out a new group of 5 and 6 with the second half of the extra man. 9:59 left in this third period. Again, Tigers ahead here 1-5, having a complete effort game so far. This is going to be Tate taking the face off. Wins it over to Miles. Miles overskates it just briefly, but then able to collect it. He throws it back past Jax to Cruin. Cruin up to Miles. That skirts through the goalie, but he just sticks it into the corner. Miles up to Cruin. Cruin into Hunter. Steven, yep, that's Steven. Miles back to Steven. Steven throws it at net. Kicked by the goalie. Jax gathers. Sends to Cruin, but wide. So 30 seconds left here. Tigers are going to have to skate back and get that. Steven does and turns it back up the right direction with 20 seconds now on that power play. Steven gains his own. Assesses his options. Sends to Cruin, who has some space to throw it at the net. That hit a stick up high. But I think the ref says more of an incidental situation, and so Steven works there, and that does come out of the zone again, as that'll do it for the power play for the Tigers. Just under 9 minutes left in this period. Cruin's going to look ahead as his forward line got a change. Sends it over to Jax, who's on for defense. Forwards are going to be Gavin carrying the puck there into the zone. Tate now going to the boards, but can't quite get there before Boulder able to sweep it to the near side. And a great stick work there by Gavin to gather the puck and send it at the net. Goalie has to shrug that one off. And we do get a whistle. I think this might be a penalty on the Tigers, possibly a trip from behind. We'll see. The refs are talking it over. No penalty. I think maybe the back ref thought it was covered and had just lost sight of it. So Tigers up front, Hunter here on the near wing. That is Gavin pressuring the puck. Marshall now going to get it for defense. Gets it briefly, tries to turn it, but can't do so with power. That's sent wide of the net by Boulder. Chipped up the ice by Hunter. So Hunter, Easton, and Gavin on for your forwards for the Tigers. And that is Gavin going behind the net to make them make a decision. It's going to cross the ice by Boulder. That's going to be Marshall trying to get there and does. Chips it up. Easton swats at it, but this third period bouncy puck, not able to gather. That goes far side wide. Boulder sends it to the point. Now shot in, sent harmlessly to the side again by Landon, who's put together a solid effort on the shots he's seen today. Oh, but that squirts out. Backhand shot by Boulder, and Landon's going to go ahead and kill that puck for a face-off in the Tigers zone. Coach is going to send out some legs here to keep the boys fresh in the third period. We've seen good shifts today. Everybody keeping the pressure up, changing when they're tired. On the ice is going to be Henry with the face-off. That's Jack's now working it behind the net. Defenseman pairing of Jackson Jack. That's Preston out there on that far side wing working. Jax gathers it briefly, but then gets into the skates of the players in front of him. Boulder able to collect. Sent toward behind the net by Boulder. That's Colton out there as well on forward on the near side wing. So Henry putting in some effort, does get it to Colton. Colton sweeps it up, but stops right in front of him, able to finally backhand that out. And Henry's going to put put some wheels on, gathers the puck, sends it to Preston, who had an opportunity there. Again centered. Colton's going to turn, sends it toward the net off the side. They try to pass off the pads there, but Henry can't quite get to it. Here's Preston with the puck. That comes back to Henry, who chips it up the boards, and Henry's going to go for a change. Onto the ice for the Tigers, I believe it's Tate at center now, as Jack tries to gather that puck, collect it, but Boulder able to get it instead and send it into the zone. Jax gets that and sends it into the skates of the Boulder player, who collects it and sends it wide to the far side of the net there. Colton on the boards with Tate. Puck comes up to the blue line and deflected up high into the netting. We'll have a face-off with 6:07 left in this third period. 1-5 Tigers is the score. Brody's coming on with Miles and Cruin on defense, Jared on defense. So Brody's going to take that face-off. Wins it to the corner. Cruin goes and gathers it. Tries to send it around, but there's a Boulder player waiting for it. Boulder sends it up these near side boards, but Brody works to make sure that they can't do anything real serious, and the DDD pass there comes out of the zone. So Miles and Brody pressuring and forcing them to go all the way to the other end. Great pressure by Miles here to make Boulder come the full length of the ice. That's Tate working at center ice there. Cruin sends that backwards to Tate, now up to Brody. Brody can't gather it, and so Boulder with the puck sends it up to his waiting forward, can't get it to him, so Jared gets that. Miles swoops that into the skates of the player in front of him, and Boulder able to send it deep into the zone. Cruin gathers the puck, trying to get it across, and does finally to Jared. Jared up to Miles. Miles with a nice little touch pass that just doesn't get where he wanted it to, and that turnover leads to goal number 2 for Boulder. It'll be 2-5 with 5:03 in the third period. Tigers still comfortably in the lead, but don't want to get too comfortable here. So let's see if they can clean up the little mistakes they're making and head the other direction with the rest of this game. AJ on your near side wing. Nope, they're going to swap. Steven on your near side wing. AJ headed to the far side. Easton in the middle. Back on defense, you've got Josh on the near side, Marshall on the far side. Face-off, Easton, when he's in that face-off circle, that puck doesn't go far. He likes to leave it there and try and either gather it himself or have a teammate go get it. That's a great shot taken by Marshall off that near side post. There was an opportunity, but no Tigers on the back door when that deflected out off that far side post. That's AJ hitting the puck. He's going to turn it and throw it at the in traffic. Steven sweeps at it. Puck still loose. Easton trying to get the puck into the net. There is a penalty on Boulder, so Tigers going to go on the power play with 4:31 in this third period. Ahead by 3, trying to add to that with the extra man, with the man advantage here. I think coach is going to send out that power play unit, and he does. Josh, Colton, Henry, Easton, and AJ. So Colton, if you've been keeping track, look at the third goal to complete that hat trick. He's lining up here in the right spot to do so on the near side wing. as that's one back by Henry. Josh steps up now to Colton. Colton to Josh. Josh across to Easton. Easton tied up there. So AJ steps in to try and help out and has Henry as well. So 3 Tigers on the board trying to battle, and Boulder being putting in the effort. Colton able to get it though on the far side with a little bit of space, and the Tigers are going to try and regroup. Colton sends it at net. AJ not able to deflect that one in. And AJ loses his skates, but Henry gets it. Colton sends it back deep. Henry's going to work to try and get there. Can't, but pinched by Easton. Henry able to gather it on the pass tap out. Josh skates in with the space he's got. But Boulder steps up to it, able to get it to AJ, who backhands that to Henry. And now the other direction. So Boulder not willing to say this game is over for sure, putting in that effort and taking it to the far end of the ice as we do go under 1 minute on the man advantage. Josh is going to go for a change. The rest of the line wants to stay out there and try and do something with this power play. That's Henry sending it toward the net. And that'll be an icing with 45 seconds left on the power play for the Tigers. 3:16 left in this game. 2-5 score in the third period. Tigers on the ice are Miles, Preston, Steven. Back on defense, we're going to have Cruin and Jax. So Preston taking the face up for the Tigers with 45 seconds left on the man advantage. Sweeps that aside to Steven, goes into his skates. And Steven now able to get that, turns it below the goal line. Miles there to meet the puck carrier. And Steven able to turn him the other direction. So Miles and Steven working in the corner. Miles down on his knees, working to get up, finally does. And Boulder able to chip that up ice with 20 seconds left on this power play. That's going to be Steven gathering the puck and trying to regain the zone with 15 seconds now left in the man advantage. Steven does gain the blue line, sends it at the goalie. Deflected, but Steven able to get that deflection on his own. Boulder now working and full strength, so we are playing 5-on-5 hockey as Steven's going for a change. Preston gathers the puck, can't get the shot. Stood up, keeps his skates. So 2:15 left in this third period. Preston's got time and he's going to take it. Now a turnover. Miles working. And Boulder the other direction with some speed. It is a 3-on-2 as Gavin has come onto the ice. Jax steps to that one, and Cruin luckily there to sweep that out of the crease as it had taken a funny hop. Cruin in front of that one as well. So Cruin putting in some work. Landon smothers that puck with 1:50 left in this second period. 2-5 Tigers. Gavin's going to stay on the ice for the Tigers. He had just joined the action. He's going to be assisted by Tate and Josh on the near side D here. Far side D, let's see, that's Hunter out there on his forward. So Hunter, Tate, and Gavin as your forwards. Jack and Josh on defense as Hunter does get that and pushes it up ice to Gavin. Gavin gets that shot, pass off the pads opportunity, but Hunter just a bit deep on that deflection opportunity or that rebound opportunity. Josh sends that up ice with under a minute and a half left now. Landon goes behind the net to stop that one. Josh will collect it, chip it up to Hunter, but off his shin pad. Boulder with a shot over the net. Jack pins that one to the boards. Boulder sends it up to their point man, who comes out with time and space, skates, throws it into traffic in front of the net. And again, that one goes high. And now Hunter's going to turn it up ice with under a minute to play in this game. Tigers looking to add to the lead. Hunter gets it across, gathered by Gavin, who throws it at the net. Rebounds there. Tigers can't get to it the first time, but do the second time. Puck said they say is still loose. Oh, it's behind the net. And so stepping up there and into the gut of the goalie is Gavin on that shot. 30 seconds left to go in this game as the Tigers are headed toward their first win in league play. against this Boulder Rough Riders team. So Coach sends out Easton for the faceoff to try and finish this game out. He's got Brody on his near side wing, Miles on his far side wing, Jax, and that is Marshall now collecting the puck back on defense, sends it into the deep into the Tiger zone. Brody going to peel that off the boards, or at least try to, but instead now pin it to the boards as we're under 20 seconds. It does squirt out and Boulder the other way, chipped up the boards, and Marshall racing the puck carrier, able to box him out there, and now an offsides. So 6.8 seconds to go. We'll have a faceoff just outside the Tigers zone as we count down toward the end of this game. Easton ties that up, keeps it out of the zone. That's out to Brody, who sends it down into the legs of the Boulder player in front of him, and that will do it. A great end-to-end effort for the Tigers. Couple of goals there for Boulder, but really the game was always in control after that first goal by the Tigers. Really put on the pressure, did a great job. Seeing a lot of the efforts they're putting together in practice of setting up plays in the zone, having a pass from someone alongside the boards, having that center man in front, crashing for the rebound. So all things they've really been focused on in practice this week. Certainly pays dividends today. Looking forward to seeing you in our next game.